Good morning. So nice to have you join us today. The sun is shining. It is a beautiful day. And our first guests are going to make you feel, I think, very moved and inspired and hopefully encouraged to support them in what they do every day to help people who are going through a very difficult time. Ginger Brown, Ronnie Boer are here. They are with Freedom Ranch down in Tunnel Hill. Probably you've heard of equine therapy. Well, that is what they do every day at their beautiful 63-acre ranch. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So first of all, when I said you're going to be inspired, it's because Ginger was sharing with me almost every single person walking around that ranch every day helping people is a volunteer.
Yes.
The one person who is paid, we won't even tell you the amount paid because it's essentially volunteer. But y'all do this, Ginger, because you believe so in the results.
Yes.
Equine therapy is benefiting who?
Children of all ages. I call them all children because I'm usually older than all of them, with special needs, abilities of all kind, children who have experienced abusive environments, veterans, and really anybody with PTSD or anybody in need of healing.
You know, Ronnie, the understanding of equine therapy, I think, has grown over the years. I have a 20-year-old daughter who rode horses when she was younger. And I remember then it was just kind of becoming a buzz phrase, and people would look at you kind of funny when you would talk about it. Now it's pretty well a household word. But are you yourself, as a board member, still amazed at the results you see?
Well, I've been on the board about a year. And I'd not even heard of the ranch.
Really?
And a friend of mine got me, put me on the board, and so I thought to myself, what can I do? You know, because I didn't know much about it. And so, anyway, I just jumped in, and then the secret, I think, is you have to see the children go through the therapy on the horses. You can't believe, and that just got my heart.
Yeah.
And I realized immediately that we needed more exposure, you know, so more people would know about it.
Which is why you're here today.
That's why we're here today, because of course, we need money to keep the thing going and take more children and so forth. We've been very lucky to hold our own because there's a lot of great people out there that once they know about you, they're willing to help you out.
So I'll tug at some heartstrings for you a little bit because, you know, you hear Ronnie say that this friend said, once you see these children on the horse, you won't believe what you see. It's almost an odd theory to accept until you see it, Ginger. But from what I remember, the gait of a horse kind of mimics our own human movement, and it strengthens.
And the movement of the horse releases endorphins that feed the hormones in the brain. So our program, Spirit Horse, has established certain patterns of movement that will trigger the neurotransmitters in the brain, one side or the other. And so what you try to do is get those neurotransmitters to connect. For instance, speech is from the left side of the brain. So you try to get the right side to transmit over to the left. Because there's a breakdown. And you're trying to make a connection.
If you're lucky enough that in your walk in life you've never had to understand what she's saying, really consider yourself blessed.
Yes.
If you ever have had to go through it, it's heartbreaking. And it's really hard when you see somebody you love and you don't know how to help them. And then you find that there are programs like yours, but there's not enough space for you, or you're maybe suffering and struggling yourself, and so the program might be going away. You really are changing lives every day.
Making a difference, that's our goal.
Now, okay, we're talking about the neurotransmission within the brain. That's helping children maybe who've gone through a stroke.
We have a lady that's in her 30s who had a stroke 2 years ago. And she's just now learning to talk.
And do you think this has been part of her benefit in reaching that
I
point?
would hope.
Okay, you have that. You have children with autism.
Yes,
who
tremendous
benefit.
number.
You mentioned the child abuse side of it. That's hard on so many levels. I'm guessing a lot of these children are shut down and turned inward.
They are, and typically those type of children will not open up in a four-wall counseling room. But out on the horse, that just they're feeling good. It's feeding the endorphins, and they just tell everything. So it gives us a chance then to feed back to the counselor some very important information.
How many horses do you have?
I think we have 16 now.
16. So are y'all operating, Ronnie, like every day of the week, 5 days a week?
No, it's a total year program. And like the therapy sessions we have in the spring and the fall because it's not too cold or not too hot.
Gotcha.
And so and those go for 2 days, like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and from probably anywhere from about 2:30 to 6:30 in the afternoon.
Help us with kind of, I have a minute left. From a dollar's perspective, an average horse eats how much a day? How
A
much does it
half a
cost?
bale of hay, which depends on whether you get it in the spring or in the fall or winter. Feed, it depends on the age of the horse and their needs. Most of our horses are donated,
Okay.
and a lot of them have health issues. So you're talking about several $100s a month.
A month times 16 horses?
Yes.
Okay, you can do the math. So I wanted that out there because if people are thinking, okay, I might help them a little bit, I think it's important to have an overall
Yes.
view of the expenses. And I'm a big believer in every penny adds up.
It does.
So here's where you will find them. It's Freedom Ranch. You can email her at ginger@freedomranchgeorgia.com. And then online it's freedomranchga.com. There's their phone number. Thank y'all for being
Thank
the
you
miracle
very
workers.
much. I appreciate it.
Do you really know what you're getting when you buy bagged planting mix? Visit Winwood Bulk to learn how our locally made black gold mix